Hello guys, Matt Limp here with your Gamer Goggles, gamer-goggles.com, and today I have another flip through on Pathfinder for you. Flip throughs are for those of you that are looking at purchasing a particular book, in particular, in this case, Guns and Gears. It's just to give you a brief overview of what might be in the book and how it might pertain to what you want or don't want. So, Guns and Gears. Alright, it is roughly 231 pages. Has a price point of $49.99, and let's see, when you start to flip through it, of course, it's like every other book. They have a abbreviation guide for you with the table of contents, and then zoom in just a little bit. They break the books down. This book is broken down a little bit differently, probably because of the amount of stuff that's in it. So you have Gears characters, which is the Inventor and the Automaton primarily. And then you have Guns characters. 2 chapters later, after Gears equipment for the Gears characters, they kind of broke it into a couple of different sections this way, which is a little bit different than they would normally do, I believe. I don't ever recall them doing it quite like that. This book deals a lot with the steampunky kind of influence. So you're going to have everything from an inventor who's creating just a lamp out of refurbished parts or new parts to automatons, which are mechanical machines. And then you're going to have the Gunslinger, and a lot of different options for Gunslinger, and they're multi-class. And then the archetypes are covered right after that. Same thing with the first section. So, and then it moves into the equipment again. So you've got gear characters, gear equipment, gun characters, gun equipment, and then the rotating gear, which is like all the fluff around the area in the story. And then you have the glossary and index. All right, so wasting no time. This should be about 10 minutes. Introduction. Immediately one of the first things they do is gears, guns, or both, and how to mix them, and then how to use the book, which basically this book is a supplement to the core rule book, which if you don't have the core rule book, that is where you should start. They have a small section on world building and tone, and then immediately they move into Guns and Gears, and they start with an introduction of the 3 classes that they're really introducing, which is the Automaton, the Inventor, and the Gunslinger. The Automaton ability boosts are strength and a free one. The Inventor is intelligence, and the Gunslinger is dexterity. Ability flaw, none. And then the Inventor and the Gunslinger have secondary ability scores of strength or dexterity or constitution or strength. I have a friend who's playing a Gunslinger. He's about 5th level in the game we're running, and he's having a blast with it. There are a lot of things that you can do with a Gunslinger. And again, you have a little bit more introduction here. It talks about technology and Galarian, modularity, borders and change. Then you move into the Gears chapter. And the Gears chapter is a pretty good section of the book. Well, it's actually 2 chapters. It's a really good section of the book. So the book is 231 pages, I said, and at 104, I believe, is where you jump into the Guns characters. No, right around page 100, you jump into the Guns characters. So there's a lot here. They cover the Inventor all the way up through 18th level, just like they would any other character. They have all of the feats. The Inventor basically is a guy who likes to play with gadgets. He modifies things. You have a knowledge of academic topics. Their key ability is intelligence. Their hit points is 8 plus their constitution modifier. They're basically tinkerers that can make diagrams to just about any device. So they're craft heavy. But they have things like overdrive. You have the ability to make smaller devices of your own invention, from muscle stimulants to concussive pistols when it's necessary. So overdrive is once per round. And when do you get this? Yeah, this is a 1st level ability. You crank your gizmos up on your body. Overdrive, you try greater power. Your attacks attempt a crafting check that has a standard DC for your DC level for your level. If you succeed, your gizmos go into overdrive. Or if you critically succeed, they go into overdrive for a full minute. Failure, you make a miscalculation and nothing happens. Crit fail, whoops, something explodes. So that should put them in perspective for you right off the bat. There's a whole slew of rules for the different paths. There's different paths, like you can take a construct path, or and then there's of course ancestry feats that tie into the inventor, and then of course all the different feats. So on one of them early on, you're not as good as you can be, so you have something like haphazard repair, which means you quickly fix it. And of course, like I said before, all the way up through 18th level, you have your feats. And then after that, it talks about constructing your companions and how to do that. It has all the rules for constructing companions. And then there's a whole bunch of different gears, characters, options. And then it covers the automaton. The automaton, I had a friend who made an automaton. We didn't get very far in that game yet. He is enjoying the ability to modulate or change the construct as he levels up and does things. One of the things he actually likes a lot is the sword arm. And we're playing in a steampunky world, alternate world to Galaria. So he's actually talking about putting a rotary cannon on the other arm. We've played War Machine, so that's where he's getting a lot of his influence for his automaton. And then, of course, there's a slew of new backgrounds in the book. There's rare backgrounds in the book, inventor archetypes, and of course, the different feats for all of those archetypes. There's a trapsmith, a trick driver, a mechanic for vehicles. You can see here that they made a wheelchair that is powered. Very techy. And then you move into new equipment and equipment types. I like the idea of steam powered. I actually am running a game world where steam is going to see some potential use. So here's a whole bunch of new weapons in the combat section. They added a repeating crossbow. They added a repeating hand crossbow. And some different types of ammunitions for different types of weapons. Here's a grappling gun. And then you move into gadgets, which is more armor plating, shield plating, blast boots, new goggles, clockwork goggles, things of that nature. And then they had a whole section on siege weapons, which I haven't had a chance to use yet, and I probably should have incorporated some of this into a game that I recently played, but I did not because I was silly. There's new snares and new hazards. That's always a great thing for GMs and players alike in some cases. And then there's different types of technological items that they introduce. Utility gear, Stasian tech, a diving suit, things of that nature. And then they have mobility devices, and you can see the wheelchair, which I think is actually one of the kind of a neat ideas, because you can take a fighter and have a lot of fun with that. But they have cycles now, paddle boats, clunk junk runners, steam trolleys, clockwork hoppers. Favorite picture in the book, by the way, right here. And then we move into the guns characters, which basically is your gunslinger. His ability to pick his different ways or paths. Gunslinger will focus on one particular path of combination of melee and shooting or sniping. Those are two of the four examples. All the class features. There's reloading, restrike, which reloading strike, which basically allows him to reload for free if he makes a strike as one of his actions. And again, that is the next few pages. It's basically all about the different feats that you can take at the different levels. Trick shot is one of them. It's up there about 10th level. Snipers can do some really cool things with guns and gears and the feats that are available from the core rulebook, like doubling range bands. Guns characters, these are the different character options, the common backgrounds for them, uncommon backgrounds, the rare backgrounds, and then there are different archetypes. So if you take the gunslinger as an archetype, these are the things that you would dip into. There's an artillerist, there's a beast gunner, demolitionist, bullet dancer, firework technician. I want to make a goblin that does that. I really do. Pistol phenom if you're into like showbiz. Wait, that guy looks a lot like General Custer to me, but with pointy ears. And then they have the spell shot class archetype, which I really kind of thought we were going to reach my buddy into with the game world we're playing in, but we didn't. I thought for sure he was going to jump on it. And then you move into all the new equipment, and there's a lot of interesting stuff here. There's a little bit of history about how firearms work in modern Galarian revolvers and like World War I war era weapons, which is a good read if you're going to be adapting this into it. It'll help put you into a mindset of what does exist and kind of like why it exists. For example, the slide pistol's not a revolver, but it's almost a revolver, and revolvers really aren't in the game. I mean, there's air repeaters, but it's not quite the same as a revolver. And then there's different types of fantasy firearms, and they do different things, of course. Like a spider gun is a striking weapon, and it deals 1d10 poison damage with it. There's a whole bunch of different firearms. There's an axe musket, piercing wounds. There's cursed firearms. Of course, a good balance of everything. And then we move into the integrated firearms, like the arm cannon for the Automoton. And then other rare and unique magical firearms. That's a cool picture too. A Pistol of Wonder is one of the biggest description magic items I've seen in the game ever. So I haven't read it, but look at the percentile chart that comes with the gun. And then, of course, what would this be without some more ammunition? There's a slew of ammunition available in the Guns and Gears book. And after that chapter, you get into rotating the gear, which is all about how it blends into Galaria. There's information on Dungan Hold, the Keepers of Skyflame, Goldhand Lodge. So if this is stuff that you've missed in second edition or haven't seen anywhere else or experienced from any of your convention wanderings, this is your chance. And then, of course, it talks about Absalom and the gadgets and gizmos that are there a little bit. Arcadia. Here's the map of Arcadia. Talks about ancient automatons. I don't believe there were any in the book, so you have to create your own. and the shackles and cannons. So this is all the history is in the back. History. All the information on where most of this kind of takes place is in the back of the book. And of course, there's a glossary and an index. So, who is Guns and Gears for? Well, really, it's for just about anybody that plays Pathfinder 2 and would like to play in a more kind of technologically advanced portion of society. Guns and Gears offers a lot of things with automatons, inventors, gadgets. It's kind of steampunky. It really introduces pistols into the game very well, and firearms. So, with that said, basically, if you want to play a gunslinger, this is the book you want to buy. Thank you guys. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.
Hi guys. Meet the Nibbles, who's gonna go down. She just decided not to go down my back, so we'll do this for her so she's comfy. Thanks for watching my video, and I appreciate it. Please hit the like button and share it if you know somebody who might be interested. And of course, there's always Twitter and the Facebook thingy, and soon I have a newsletter coming. That'll be down there or in a link below, and my kitty cat loves that idea. So anyway, there was one more thing. Oh yeah, subscribe. Be a part of my community, our community. Let's make it grow together. See you guys at a con somewhere, or a local store, or if I'm driving through the country, maybe a game club. I don't know. You're not going to go knock down my camera. Bye, guys.